right. So we are live. I do need to learn how to use. We are anything. Live. I do need to learn how to use. I need to mute that stream. And check that it's going okay. Stream's going okay. Grab the link. And I need to post it around the Discords. Around the Discords we go. Okay. Sorry, just posting some things in some Discords to tell people to come here. Paste. Copy and paste is a lovely tool. Okay. And last one somewhere. Where is self-promotion and turns thing? Uh-oh. We lost it. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter? Doesn't matter. Yeah, whatever. Who cares? Started now. Send whenever. No big deal. Okay. So, for anyone here, we have two people currently watching. I believe one is myself. But we have Bobman on the hill as the Gladiator, who is constantly switching teams, as he is right to do. I'm back. And we are live. He has 15,000 funds, and challengers will come in and build a normal build with 12,400 funds and try to take as many units off of him as possible. Any units that he loses in the next game, he cannot recruit them back. He can spend the money on chevrons for the units he still has left, buy items and all those things, but he cannot replace the units he's lost. We're going to see how long he can suffer the attrition. So for anybody who wants to fight him, the password to the lobby is pizza with a capital P. And the lobby should be Gladiator with a bunch of exclamation points, and it should be good. So we just need to wait on a challenger to arrive. As the stream slowly gets going and people trickle in, I'm just observing the stream at the moment. I don't see any problems. Hey, Biblington's here. All right. So, Biblington, you are allowed, since he has more funds than you. One moment. Copy image. Get rid of. And where are you, sir? There you are. Boop. Just typing something quick. All right. So Biblington's in here. I will type Bobman, take your build, funds, custom, font size. Biblington, I sent it to you in Discord. All right. And Bobman ban 3. And for the map, we will do, oh, what's just a good one? Fashion. Map set. All right. So if I can tab over to his army right now, Bobman has banned greenskins, lizards, and Bretonia, and this is the build he submitted to me before the event started. So this is the event, this is the build he's going to have, and we're going to see how many of these units Biblington can take out and make easier for the next person to face our Gladiator. Biblington stays with Chaos. So I don't need a screen blocker as long as I'm just hovering Bobman's build, because everybody's allowed to know what his build is. And we wait. Solariel the Radiant. It's a bold pick in my opinion, since you cannot get new units with your money. If Biblington focuses on Alarielle and takes her out, Bobman will be out of a mage for the rest of this tournament, because he would have to take the Prince, as the rules say. If you lose your Lord, since you obviously need a Lord, you have to take the basic generic melee Lord. And that would be quite a tragedy for Herr Bobman. But, whoops, I'll go back to Bobman's build. Biblington, leave 2.6k funds available. FYI, you have a normal build. Just inform you, Biblington, that, you know, the habit is obviously to spend down to 0. But Bobman's supposed to have more funds because the advantages he gets is more funds. The advantages his opponents get is that he cannot recruit new units if he loses them, and that they know exactly what his build is going into it. So we'll see how long Bobman can stay on the hill. We have a couple more people who want to be gladiators. So if the stream's going strong and people are enjoying it, we will keep going as long as we have people who want to play. It's just chilling for now, letting Biblington make his build. Uh-oh. I missed the message. Ready, got it. All right, just loading into the first game. And this is the first stream with the new computer. The previous stream I tried to do did not work out super well. My old computer could not handle it, and it went to the computer graveyard. Graveyard. And we have a fancy new computer that if it can't handle streaming, nothing can. So we should be fine. But I'll keep an eye on it regardless. Loading into game, just checking computer specs and things. Everything seems fine, so the quality should be good on your guys' end. And if there are any audio issues, let me know, as this is the first live stream. I have not had the chance to go back and check the recording and see how we're doing. So what did Biblington bring against Bobman's build? Chaos Warhounds. Looks like only one unit of them. Chaos Knights with lances on both flanks. The Lord is Prince Sigvald the Magnificent. Chaos Sorcerer of Metal with Final Trans and Searing Doom. Chaos Warriors with Great Weapons and Chaos Marauders are going to be the Infantry Corps. And some Chaos Spawn are going to be the muscle behind this army. Good army, very elite. Tiny compared to the High Elf force, where we saw the build earlier, but just in case you didn't see that. 2 Silver Helms with Shields, 2 Illyrian Revan Archers, Lion Chariots of Chryse, a couple basic archers, some spearmen, and I believe I saw 2 Silver and Guard in here somewhere. I know they're in the build, I just don't know where they are. Silver and Guard right there, 2 Great Eagles, and Alarielle the Radiant on her eagle. So we will see how many units, or all of them, Biblington can take out from Bobman. And we are ready to get this rolling. Don't wait for me. Go, go when ready. And we'll start off. And the real thing Bobman has to watch out for in this game is that he doesn't lose either of these Great Eagles or his Lord. Those are the 3 most precious things he has in this build, as a lot of his killing power is centered around them. Some of the Lion Chariots... Oh, there's an echo. Oh no. Oh no. I don't know what to do about that, actually. Hopefully turning down the gain on the mic will be sufficient. Sorry. If in the chat you could tell me if the echo got a little better after turning the gain down, that'd be good. So, starting out, the Chaos forces have no skirmishing elements. The Illyrian Reaver archers are free to do what work they can. And they start in on the Chaos Knights with lances, who are going to get a side charge on these Silver Helms with shields. That is a good engagement for them, as I believe Chaos Knights with lances are better. But they're going to be getting rear charged by Larry. Ooh, she's getting into combat really early in this game, and already casting some healing down, trying to save those precious cavalry units. Lion Chariots are getting in dirty on the front line, pouring through some Marauders without much resistance, and the Chaos Knights are completely surrounded. Now, is that a final trans or an overcasted Searing Doom coming in? It is an overcasted Searing Doom. The cavalry are just taking a bunch of damage here from that spell. Though they are being healed up, hopefully they'll retain enough models for Bobman to keep that unit going. The front line is going very poorly for Chaos so far. Already one unit of Marauders is getting routed off, another is close to breaking, as these Lion Chariots are just moving in and out, in and out. Maybe Sigvald will be able to get some work done. Over here, the Chaos Knights with lances have been routed off, but some infantry and Chaos Spawn have come to help. Illyrian Reaver archers are moving off, one of them breaking, one of them still alive, but wounded for sure. And it's weird to see a healing cap on a skirmish cav already, but that Star of Avalon is very good in that lob. Here we see archers firing in. There's not a lot of backline pressure, but the High Elves did have 2,000 plus extra gold to spend on their front line. Oh, here we see some dogs could loop in and maybe take out some of these archers, and that would be a nice catch, but there are Silver Helms just waiting to gobble them up if they try. Front line again going very poorly for Chaos, getting pulled apart. There was a final trans over here that I did not notice, but it looks like it just got some spearmen. Maybe tickled these Silver and Guard a little bit, but they have some good magic resist. Sigvald going deep in the center, pushing through as he can. Chaos Knights are coming back, and they're trying to get on these Illyrian Raider archers. Spearmen are taking some damage, but so far Bobman has been really good at keeping all of his forces at least somewhat alive, so he gets to keep them into the next game. Because what Biblington's probably trying to do is not win a game at a 2,000 gold disadvantage from the start, but to hurt Bobman and make it easier for the next challenger to actually take him out. Chaos Warhounds caught in the back by the Silver Helms with shields and some archers. And up here, Chaos Spawn are fighting valiantly against Silver Helms and Great Eagles. And they're actually getting a lot of good work done on these Eagles. Larry will probably have some healing soon for them, but you never know, maybe they will finish it out, because they don't have a rebirth like Phoenixes do. Eagles are mortal. Silver Helms with shields are getting worked on as well. Healing caps approaching for a lot of cav units. Larry's been crazy on the healing this game already. And the Chaos Knights with lances are chasing down these Illyrian Reaver archers. Can they kill more of them? 7 models? That's pretty low. Maybe if they can catch 1 or 2 more, they can finish that unit off and take it off of the roster. All around, Chaos is being routed off. Sigvald is going deep, killing plenty of... Are those the Silver and Guard? Nope, Spearmen. Sigvald's just bullying some lowly Spearmen. Hi, Hank Cyrus. Again, let me know if there's still a bit of an echo. Maybe I can open a window or something behind me and let the sound out. I don't have sound screening. Ooh, and the Illyrian Reaver archers catch the Chaos Knights at the edge. I don't think these are the archers that were being run off. No! I'm sorry, Felix Tinnigans. Tinnigans? Tinigans? I don't know how to say your last name. Is it terrible or just mildly annoying? Anyway, on the side we have some shattered units, some routing units, and I'm looking around the High Elf Force to see if anything has been completely murdered. These Silver Helms have about 7 models left, and their healing cap is almost here. And another Star of Avalon going down with this Great Eagle. That's healing cap is just right on the edge there. This High Elf army is healing the crap out of itself. I am honestly shocked that they've healed capped so many units. But the High Elf Spearmen are staying intact, Great Eagles staying in the sky. These Illyrian Reaver archers successfully chased off those Chaos Knights, and then you kind of need to pull back in here and start eliminating some stuff, but really it's coming down. That sounds like good amateur radio. Thanks, Hank Cyrus. Really it's coming down to Sigvald and his hero core, as it usually does with Chaos. Here these Spearmen are getting demolished pretty well. Maybe if Biblington chases them for a little bit and get their model count down low enough that they will be eliminated as well. Over here, Chaos Knight's running down some spearmen, so the front line of the High Elves has taken a good amount of damage, while the back line and the Cavalry Corps has been well protected. We might get a Rohan build out of Bob Man if this continues. But I think with more funds on the field, Sigvald will get army lost sooner than usual. And if anybody saw a stream of mine, well, not a stream of mine, but I was on HW's stream a while back, and I had Sigvald almost kill an entire High Elf army. I don't think that's what we're going to be seeing here today. But you never know. Sometimes miracles happen. And our hero, our Lord and Savior, Sigvald the Magnificent, beloved in the Total War community. People love to see him. Never get tired of him. Maybe he can kill all these dirty, thieving elves. Maybe. Not likely. Archers shooting in, just trying to whittle away some of Sigvald's homies before they have to sit and grind with him. That Great Eagle is pretty wounded, but it should make it through the fight. I don't see it getting locked down in the scenario where it can't get out. So Bobman should be able to keep all three of his air corps alive. Lion Chariots of Grace just trying to get some freebies on the sides, as they do. And these spearmen are down to 10 models. I'm not sure how many, if anybody in the chat plays High Elves and knows what their base model count is, that would be interesting information. I can't remember offhand. Chaos Warriors, the great weapons, just getting chewed apart by archers as they do. Sigvald and his Metal Mage are sitting against each other. Actually, I wonder if an overcasted final tranche just on that wounded eagle could maybe kill it outright. I wonder. But that's kind of a moot point, as this other eagle gets right on top of the Chaos Sorcerer of Metal and immediately does a little bit of damage, which is enough damage to tank his leadership. The dirty coward. Sigvald still rolling great, perfect vigor, feeling fresh, feeling fancy, as he does. High Elves shooting honestly more of their own troops at this point whenever they try to assist in this fight. And some spearmen about to get nuked. Doing a ton of damage for that one cast, and I don't think that was an overcast. Overcast is much bigger of a target area. Now over on the side here, some High Elves are actually, some Silvern Guard are fleeing from Chaos Marauders and Chaos Warriors with great weapons. Didn't even know that skirmish was going on, thought all those guys were permanently routing. And here the Sigvald Blood Pile continues. Again, the Chaos Sorcerer, I don't know if they have another overcasted Final Trans considering all the Searing Dooms we've seen in this game. I think they're about out of juice. And Chaos Sorcerers are not known for their melee prowess. Now the High Elves are ragged, but a lot of their units are going to get healed to full health for game 2. As I don't see that many of them being fully eliminated, and these Chaos troops can't catch those spearmen quite. So I think it's just a matter of time until army losses kicks in and destroys poor Sigvald. Standard die coming in, and I saw an overcast here. Ooh, overcasted Searing Doom again, just destroying these spearmen, taking them down to 19 models. Biblington really putting in some work on the back end here. You know, you could definitely feel that the High Elves had an advantage through the whole game, but it wasn't an abysmal fight. The Chaos front line got destroyed, but on the sides they did pretty well. They did a lot of damage to the cavalry. All in all, a good show. Great Eagles just charging in as they can, trying to get some good cycle charging, breaking off Sigvald's last remaining friend. I'm curious, I see one eagle in there. I wonder where the other one is. Ah, way over here, safe and sound. Having a picnic. Chaos Sorcerer hanging on for honestly longer than I would have given him credit for. Refusing to break, refusing to leave Sigvald alone. And Sigvald is getting some rear attacks in this Great Eagle, but there we go. Army losses is going to take it. So in the post-battle screen, we will see if Bobman loses any troops. We will see. I believe that spearman is toast, as is that one. Everything else should survive the day. All right, GG. Bob, man, you are down to spearmen. It's a nice job of Biblington to lower the High Elf front line, and he can re-spend those funds elsewhere, allocate some chevrons around, but cannot buy himself a new front line. I just need to check some Discord messages, as a lot came through while I was in the game. This is the hard part. For anybody just showing up now, the password to the lobby is Pizza. I am typing it in the YouTube chat as well. Pizza. If you can't see the lobby and wish to play, you can send me a message on Discord and I will friend you, and that should let you join the game. And yes, in the chat, Hank Cyrus, you can take more items or spells. Any way you can spend the money on the troops you have is fine, as long as you do not take new troops. So if you had a lord on foot, let's say, and you lose a lot of your army, but eventually you have enough money to put them on a dragon, you can just throw them on a dragon, and it'll be fine. I also think I lost one Illyrian Reaver Archer. It had a decent number of models left. Because let's see. Illyrian Reaver Archers. 45, and it had 7 models left. Hey, Ice Power. All right, so Ice Power's in the lobby. Yeah, 7 models was plenty. Your archers had 7 models. Ice Power. Okay. They were fine. And just telling Ice Power how this is going to work. Ice Power, leave 2.6k gold on the table, but take out as many of Bob Man's units as you can. On the stream, is build want, or I can Discord. You are allowed to know what it is. Okay. Sorry about that. Just had to explain some things to Ice Power, let him know that he can look at the stream and see Bob Man's builds, because, again, Bob Man has a significant advantage in funds, so people are quite allowed to know what he has. Quite allowed. And I'm wondering, if I open a window, if there will be less of an echo. So I will return in just a moment. All right, I'm back from outer space. And we should change up the map. Dark Elves versus High Elves. Thinking of good maps. I mean, this is Tower of Hoeth. Tower of Hoeth is always good. Everybody loves it. No one has a bad opinion of it. Maps set. You crazy kids. All right. Why can't I be able to seem to be able to rewind the battle? I don't know. I don't know. Does anybody know why you wouldn't be able to rewind in YouTube? I thought you always could. Well, somebody's asking a question or something. Yeah, okay. Do you have Tempest or not? Do I have to say? He doesn't have to reveal spells, but probably. If you're taking 3 Great Eagles and you don't bring Tempest, oof. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. Alright, so people typing in a different event of mine. How's everybody doing today? Logic's Battlemania just got done a little bit ago. I got knocked out of that right away by Caradoc. Beat the absolute crap out of me. He banned my Skaven, and that immediately decreases my skill by 12-fold. Leave it up to imagination. Imagination is dead. Alright, so we're loading in. Tower of Hoeth. Ice Power Total War coming in with his fabled Dark Elves against Bobman's ludicrously OP, overfunded, over-endorsed High Elves. And no one playing the Skaven. It's a sad day in Total War. It's a sad day. Though with the Beastmen DLC, we'll probably see more Beastmen, which will mean even less Skaven, because that's not a great matchup. So, we'll get back to the High Elfin build in a second. You saw it on your screen for most of the time, so what's much more interesting is Ice Power's build. Cold One Knights, Dark Riders, Cold One Knights, a couple Scourge Runner Chariots, Morathi on foot with double Carnage Assassin, front line of Bleak Swords and Dread Spears. Yep, it's all looking good. It's a pretty standard build. Pretty usual for Ice Power, except no Morathi double Manticore, but there is a lot of sniping in that build. The Scourge Runners will be good at taking out cavalry. Cold One Knights will win a lot of cavalry fights straight up, and the two Canine Assassins will be very dangerous for the Flying Corps. So Bobman's in some real trouble, in my opinion, here to lose some expensive parts of his build. Now, with Biblington's contribution, his front line is significantly smaller, from 7 down to 5, and can cover a lot less angles, so it should be easier to flank him. And in fact, I think Ice Power might even have a broader front line. He does, so he should be able to go one-on-one with every single frontline unit, and then walk around the sides and pressure the archers. So, starting off, Dark Elves, as there's no artillery in this build whatsoever, both forces are advancing. And the Dark Elves have an advantage in the skirmish phase, in my opinion. 3 Scourge Runners should beat the crap out of 2 Illyrian Reaver Archers. But meanwhile, these Line Chariots of Christ are moving up pretty aggressively, which they have to be careful about these Dark Riders that could tie them up until the Cold One Knights show up, because Cold One Knights will make short work of High Elf Chariots, no matter how elite they may be. Silvern Guard walking in to cover the escape of the Lion Chariots, and Dark Riders trying to fit in through the gap and keep the pursuit going, and they actually do pretty well. Only a few getting caught on the front line, but good micro from Ice Power keeps them moving forward, keeps them pushing, shuts down some of these archers. Now archers over here have moved a little too close to the front line and are already mucked up of their own accord, starting to pull back now, but they're not supporting their comrades yet, and as we mentioned, there's one extra unit of front line that can just keep walking, doesn't need to engage. Cold One Knights are already back in the cookie jar, well past the front line, though that unit of Dark Riders has been destroyed, utterly eviscerated. They held some archers off for a little bit, but there was a lot of cav keeping them in check. Here's some Silvern Guard are taking quite a lot of damage. Scourge Runner Chariots are alive at... oh, only 2 models. They did lose a model somewhere, which is bad for them. Is that a Soul Stealer going down in the back already? It looks like it. Yeah, Soul Stealer going back on all 3 Eagles. The Lord and both Great Eagles. And a Star of Avalorn used on some Cav and Archers rather than the Hero Corps. And, ooh, Alarielle Radiant has to be super careful here. She is surrounded by Cold One Knights and getting just destroyed. And we all know our Star of Avalorn is on cooldown, as it's currently still on our screen somewhere else. High Elves are winning a lot of the frontline engagements, but Ice Power is getting some good gooning on Alarielle. And some of the Cav elements have taken a lot of damage. Now, Scourge Runners are a bit mocked up in infantry, as they are dueling with the 2 Lion Chariots of Christ, outnumbered and outgunned. The Illyrian Reaver Archers being forced into melee combat to try to free their lady. Both the Great Eagles are broken now. If Scourge Runners or Canine Assassins can escort them and kill them, that's good, but if they escort them off the map alive, that is bad, because then they will just full heal next game. But maybe if Ice Power pulls out clutch, we won't have a next game. Maybe he can just straight up win. The Canine Assassin is popping another area of effect damage spell. I believe that is Web of Shadows. It is Web of Shadows. A slow and a damage. Silver Helms with Shields running away with 12 models, but not a lot of health. They could easily be killed off if there's a Dark Rider or a Scourge Runner about to chase them. Over here is 1 Scourge Runner Chariot trying to disrupt some archers, and 2 Scourge Runner Chariots with almost no health fleeing off the battlefield. Illyrian Reaver Archers still firing, still doing their job, doing well. Cold One Knights hanging on, only 8 models with no health, but still fighting. Good question from Ice. What happens if he snipes Larry? The High Elf player has to take a generic melee lord, not a legendary lord. But it's just a filler to keep the army technically playable. But he doesn't get to pick a legendary lord or anything fancy. And he loses his only caster, which is pretty bad. Alright, so High Elves still running a bit of the field. Dark Elves losing some of their cavalry, grouping up with a lot of their infantry, trying to form a nice little Death Star here. 2 Canadian Assassins Marathi, certainly quite the leadership corps to rally around. What do we have over here? Lion Chariots of Grace charging in, trying to do some damage. They have to be careful. These Canadian Assassins throw 360 and can do a lot of damage to low model count units like the Chariots. Looking around the battlefield, is there any other harassing tools? Scourge Runner's running off the map, and all these Silver Helms rallied. That's actually bad for Bobman, because with 12 models, if they get caught and killed a little bit more, they will be unusable next game, which would be bad for him. Dreadspear's routing off as these Lion Chariots of Grace just keep charging in and out, in and out. Canadian Assassins standing strong next to Marathi. One of them getting knocked down a bit here by Cav, but should be able to rejoin his lord soon. Thanks, Felix. Turns out the echo was not as bad as we thought. Alright, so Dark Elves running in every direction, outnumbered and outgunned by these High Elf forces. High Elves still pouring some fire in. The Illyrian Reaver archers are running out of shots to help. Soon everything will be locked in melee. I don't think that's too bad for the High Elves at this point. They still have 2 very healthy elite chariots, some Silver and Guard. So now Bobman has to start playing carefully and pulling units back, like these Silver Helms, that are too wounded to continue but not wounded enough to be eliminated yet, and has to try to win the battle without using any of them, or commit them and guarantee win the battle, but risk his resources for next game. Spearman pouring in on Marathi, probably has another Soul Stealer ready, if I know anything about Marathi. 2 Canadian Assassins ready to shoot, ready to kill. And these Great Eagles have to be careful. If any of them die, that's going to be tragic for Bobman. Is that a Web Shadows or a Soul Stealer? It appears to be a Soul Stealer. Chewing up these Spearmen, spitting them out. And does Ice Power have the black eggs? Those would be good. It does not look like it, because I believe some of those Scab's Great-esque spells could eliminate a lot of Bobman's front line. Over here we have some Silver Helms of Shields fighting Dark Riders while being shot at by High Elf archers, maybe doing some more damage to their own troops than others. And the Great Eagle has committed to the fight with these 3 heroes. This is very dangerous for him. He got off a nice charge, but now he's stuck in there. A great Star of Avalorn coming down just to keep everything healed up and nice. And a lot of push and pull going here, not a lot of attack animations, just bumping character models together, hoping to do some damage. This Lion Chariot just taking a Canadian Assassin for a ride, gonna go get some ice cream, good for them. It's always good to see some friendships in the Dark Elf High Elf rivalry. Really, it's just a game. They're actually friends. That whole civil war that got hundreds of them killed, it's just a phase. Marathi sprinting after the Lion Chariots, maybe a little ambitious in her speed, but coming back to deal with some of these spearmen. And really, I think that might be the way to go, is just grind down the front line. The balance of power thinks it's even, but I'm looking around the map and I'm not seeing a lot going for the Dark Elves. It just very strongly believes in the power of this hero corps. And now the Canadian Assassins are barely hanging on next to Marathi, but every charge takes them closer to breaking, and if they break off, they'll be easily chased down. High Elves have a ton of mobility left. Larry and the Great Eagle are both heal capped, and that Eagle takes massive damage and another shot. It's down to 700 health. Now it should be able to fly away and spend the rest of the fight in safety, but maybe the Canadian Assassins can throw some shurikens at it as it goes. We will see. Marathi running again after these chariots, very ambitious, and Ice Power has surrendered, tired of getting cycle charged, and I don't blame him. It looks like Bobman loses 2 more Spearman units. His front line's getting small because now he has 1 Spearman and 2 Silver and Guard. Hi, Zypher. Good to see you. So Bobman's front line. Thanks for playing. And my Great Eagle. Did it die? Oh, I didn't even see that. Huh. All right, so he lost a Great Eagle. Does Shattering count? Let's say sure. This is the first time we've done this event, and watching it go, that gold is a significant advantage. And I mean, most units that shatter will have really low models left, so let's just say Shattering counts. Rip bird. So his flying corps is down to 2 birds, and he has a front line of 3 whole units. He served well. He did serve well. If anybody in the chat wants to join and challenge Bobman, the lobby should be Gladiator, and the password should be pizza. I typed it in the chat. If anybody wants to come fight, it would be appreciated. If you can't see the lobby and you do want to play, just Discord me. I'm usually pretty easy to find, and I can friend you on Steam easily enough. So waiting here, I'm curious if Bobman knows he can spend his money again. Okay, so just checking in on that. We'll give it about 20 more seconds. If anybody... Oh, Logic's here. Hello. The lobby should be called Gladiator, and the password is pizza if anybody wants to join and challenge Bobman. If you want to join up. That's a lot of gold chevrons. So Bobman's spending his money on his units, trying to make them better. And I'll wait about 30 more seconds to see if anybody else wants to join up and fight Bobman. Otherwise, I will remake the lobby with myself as a competitor and take out some of his units myself. Because if you want something done right, you pick Skaven and do it yourself. I'm just going to inform him. Waiting to see if someone joins. Logic, you sure can join up if you want to. Lobby is up, password's pizza. And if you can't see it, Discord me and I will friend you. What's the point of the battles? Logic's here. All right. Bobman, band 3. Okay, the point of the battles, Caradoc, is we hosted yes, Hank Cyrus pointed it out in the chat, but the Gladiator has 15k funds, which reminds me I should tell Logic that left on the table for Logic. And challengers come and try to fight him. Now, he has a significant advantage, but the problem for him is if you take out any of his units to either a low enough health state that they shatter or take them out outright, they are removed from his build and he cannot replace them. He can spend the rest of his money on chevrons, as you see on my screen here, but he can't buy a new unit. So we're going to see how long Bobman can stay on the hill, fighting off people with an ever-decreasing force. Now, currently he's beaten 2 people, and both times he lost 2 spearmen, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's getting a little rough for him, because now his front line is 3 whole infantry units, and he has to use cav and chariots to defend his archers. Oh, and he also lost a Great Eagle. Initially, he had 15k, yes. And I will switch the map to Shimmer Sword. Map set. Mapaz set. I'll join. Game just crashed though. Free upgrade. Advertisement. Alright. I have now added Logic as a moderator for my channel. I don't know what that does. I am a YouTube idiot. But let's hope it's good things. Or he'll shut my channel down and take it all for himself. Yeah, Caradoc, I did try to host a Siege tournament. Yeah. Logic, I made you a moderator. I think that's what I'm supposed to do. I don't know. But anyway. Caradoc, yes, I did do a Siege tournament. I had a very old computer. It was 8 years old. It did not like trying to host an event, and it crashed. So we had to get a new computer, and I haven't hosted anything in a while. But now we're back with this to check out the stream before I host some tournaments. And on Monday and Tuesday, we have tournaments both in the EU and NA time zone on my Discord that you should check out. And it's going to be Kill the King, so if you kill the enemy lord, the game is over. No flying units, no single target spells, so that we don't have Dragon Breaths or like 5 Royal Pegasus Knights just flying down and killing your lord, and you know, every game would just be a flying goon squad. But no links to Discord under. Well, that's because I'm a fool. I am a fool. Hidden use copy button. Weird. Copy. Did you get a new computer? Yes, I did. I got a new computer, and it seems to be working well. Haven't seen any complaints, and haven't seen the stream crash and die, which is what happened last time. So, you know, that's an improvement. But yeah, we tried the Siege tournament. I like Sieges a lot. It was very janky with a new computer and a new Discord channel. So it was sad. It was sad. Then we had a different stream. A different tournament canceled because not enough people wanted to play. So we're trying to push through it. Trying to keep going. It's been a rough start. Congrats. Counting current prices. Thanks, Caradoc. I was buying parts at the store, and by the time I had most of the parts in my cart, the price was high enough that the guy at the counter said, you know, you could just buy one of our pre-made PCs with most of this stuff in it. And I was like, oh. I mean, sure. Because looking at like Alienware.com or whatever, the soonest you're going to get a computer is July 20th-ish, and a month and a half was a long time to wait. So I decided to just make my own. Because that is faster. It looks like Logic has picked dwarves, as is his specialty. Yep, they weren't banned. Though picking dwarves into high elves is risky. I guess the high elves don't, you know, they don't have a build that they can change and get ready for dwarves, and they can't bring more chariots, but Bobman does have 2 lion chariots of grace in this build. So I'd say the dwarves are still in trouble. But we will see. No nobles. No sword masters, no white lions. Maybe Logic can pull it out. He's certainly a very good dwarf player, so if anybody could, be him or Grombrindle. How many people besides Caradoc played in Battlemania today? Bowmore, good to see you. Triple flame cannon. Don't know. I thought he could have won the last game. Bob has spent all 15K, I believe. I did inform him, and he added a bunch of chevrons. I believe. Alright, let's just checking some Discord stuff. Bobman's readied up. Logic's ready when you are. Whoops. And then they're waiting on me. Classic. As for my Discord, I'm hoping to host tournaments that aren't just straight up skill tournaments there. Trying to get some more differentiating content. Caradoc Logic should have only spent the normal amount. I did message him in the lobby and say spend only 12,400, so that would leave 2.6 on the table. To give Bobman a bit of an advantage. Now we were staring at Bobman's build this whole time, so we should be fine on that note. Looking at logics, we have 2 Rangers for 5 minus the blasting charges, a couple Thunderers flanking a Quarreler, 5 Slayers. Ooh, that's a lot of Slayers. Double Cannon, and Grombrindle, the White Dwarf, 2 Master Engineers with the Fire Ring of Thori. Now that is going to take out some units, because army losses doesn't affect a third of this army's value. So I think the High Elf front line is in for a really bad time. Ready when you are. I didn't leave. Whoops. Rip. I am a fool. Okay. I thought I typed it, but Logic was busy doing other things to help me. So, okay. It looks like we're just gonna start the game and probably concede really quick. Sorry about that hiccup. By the way, is it okay to stream a screen just like a box, or is it mine? I don't see the screen resolution being bad, and I'm watching the stream on my other screen. So I think we should be okay. Wait, I will leave 2 Slayers out. Okay. So it looks like Logic's just going to play the game out, but leave some units in the corner. Which should be fine. If I know Bobman, he'll be fine with that, because he's a cool dude. But it was nice of Logic to notice that. Alright, Miner setting up as a front line. Slayer's probably going to stay back near the cannons, considering the stream is bad on my phone and laptop. That's perfect res. Yeah, I don't know. The stream appears to be struggling for some people, but not for everybody. Oh, that kind of box. Yeah, I might have to figure out some settings and change that, as this is my first live stream that did immediately crash. I don't know why the resolution on the streaming software isn't the same as my actual screen, but it does have 2 black lines on the end. I did notice that earlier. Alright. Logic's still setting up. Got Rangers and Quarrelers in the middle. Thunderers are still figuring out where they want to be. And 3 Slayers in the back. Stream quality is good. Has a weird aspect ratio indeed. No idea, friends. No idea. But I'm sure I'll figure it out eventually. Wait, don't you have to leave 2.k? Yeah. I think you should just put resolution as your full screen. I thought I did. Maybe the monitors I got with the computer are a different resolution than I'm used to, and my default settings are bad. Alright, player's just figuring some things out. Logic's gonna drop more of his build. More poor dwarves just have to sit by and watch their hold be taken. Their dwarf hold that's in one of these mountains? Somewhere? Possibly? That one. It's in that mountain. Calling it right now. It's Carrick Elf Door. Okay. Good for them. We are down 1 Great Eagle, so we only have 1 Great Eagle to help out Larry in the sky, though there are no gyrocopters for them to go bully, so the High Elf should have a fine time with that. No problem, it's my bad. Logic, you're fine. It's a new format. We're all trying it out. Alright, Illyrian Reaver Archers hiding off in the corner to avoid cannon and quarreler fire, most likely. And a little slow start to the game, just trying to figure out how many funds each unit is. And it looks like the players are ready. So now what I expect from the High Elves is a very aggressive push, because obviously they have no artillery to counterfire the cannons. So every moment they're not in melee combat is a moment they're getting blasted with giant metal balls. And that's bad. Though, I don't know, I think the Dwarves might be able to take this one. Because they have 2 Thunderers and 2 cannons to take out these Lion Chariots. The Eagles don't have great armor-piercing values. Neither does Larry. She doesn't have nobles that she's going to be healing. Again, as we mentioned in the lobby, there's no white lions to chop through this dwarven front line. I think Bobman's in some real trouble here, actually, in a matchup that traditionally favors the High Elves, but we will see. We will see indeed. Illyrian Reaver Archers pulling up on a flank to start shooting in on the sides. Probably going to take out some Slayers as they can. Lion Chariots pulling up. If I were Bobman, I would charge them straight at the front line to maybe waste these miners with blasting charges if Logic isn't paying attention. Maybe get him to throw at a suboptimal target. Silver and Guard and Spearmen pulling up with some archers. And Larry is under attack. Probably took a cannonball or two. Maybe the Master Engineers were poking at her, actually, considering the amount of health she's had. And oh boy, in the backfield, those Silver Helms have been getting wrecked. Alright, down to half health already. Logic's cannons getting their work in. Thunderers and Quarrelers. Oh, Quarrelers and Rangers. Firing off into these Spearmen, getting some good work done. The Silver and Guard are placed slightly behind to try to bait in the ranged fire on the less expensive unit. As we mentioned before, these archers are going to try to poke down the Slayers before the Chariots engage, but the Chariots do have to get engaged at some point, as Larry is just getting worked on by all this ranged fire. The Dwarves are surely poking down the Elves here. Miners with Blasted Charges throwing into Silver Helms, getting some good damage considering it's not an infantry unit that they're meant to be throwing at. But the High Elves are going to have a hard time getting into this box. They don't have the best build for dealing with Dwarves, and even their ranged units are heavily armored. I believe Thunderers have, 80 armor. That's bad for them. And some Thunderers teeing off right now into these Lion Chariots doing a lot of damage. Fire Ring going down in a predictive cast to try to take out some Spearmen, and Larry's trying to heal herself, then she is already at 1/4 HP. Even if she heals up, her healing cap's going to be well within sight, and she might not be a big part of this fight for much longer if she has to stay on the sidelines and just try not to die. Grombrindle charging forward into this Great Eagle. I imagine we'll see a smoke bomb soon, if he even has it. Does he? Yep, he has a smoke bomb, so he might pop it soon. I think he's going for the big fish. He wants to take out Larry. Grombrindle does not settle for second. And if Larry breaks, Bobman will no longer be able to control her and keep juking the cannons, but she does just hold on. And the cannons have been compromised, actually, by Illyrian Reaver Archers. While I was distracted, both of these Master Engineers are still shooting. One is now compromised by a Great Eagle, but he should do okay in that fight, especially with how many Slayers are around him. The Eagle can't stay for very long. Now, some of the ranged assets of the Dwarves have been taken out. Others are being swarmed by Silver Helms right now and soon to die. But the Dragonback Slayers are trying to sweep around to get these Thunderers back online. So Thunderers will be important for taking out those Chariots or the Eagles. Larry's heal cap is already a third of the way down her bar, meaning she really has to be careful about the engagement she takes with Grombrindle. Speaking of the White Dwarf, he is currently murdering some Silver and Guard, as I'm sure brings him a lot of joy after the betrayal the Elves laid at his feet. Dragonback Slayers, happy as can be, fighting Chariots, and Silver Helms just anti-large all day. Other Slayers fighting some more Silver and Guard, not going anywhere anytime soon. Now these miners with blasting charges are still engaged with the Silver and Guard, not doing a ton of damage to them, just getting poured in on by archer fire. But I think Grombrindle is going to be doing a lot of work in this fight. I don't see a ton of things that could take him out super effectively besides those Chariots, but he also likes to fight Chariots, so tit for tat there. Elves shooting poor Dwarves while they just try to have their day. Some Dwarves rallying on the outside. Maybe some of these Illyrian Reaver Archers should swing over there and punish them for this, because those miners have full blasting charges. If they can run up on the Spearmen or Silver and Guard blob, they could do a lot of damage, so they need to get taken out by something with less models. Master Engineer running, taking some damage from these Archers. The Archers running a little sparse on ammo. They won't have terribly much longer to keep pouring into these poor Dragonback Slayers, who I think they're shielded in some form. They're bronze shielded because they swing their axes so hard. Arrows stop? I don't know. I don't question these things. They're dwarves. They do what they want. Grombrindle running around the backfield fighting along with his Slayers. Master Engineer just trying to hang out, have a good day before he gets murdered by some lions pulling a chariot. And it appears that a lot of Logic's forces are getting pulled apart and killed, as dwarves are wont to do against high elves, and he's forming just a tight little box here with the last few units he has. Some Slayers, some Heroes, and a Lord. Over here we have Slayers trying to just take out these Silver Helms, and those Silver Helms are dead. Doesn't matter if they live through this fight. There are only 2 models left. They are out of Bobman's army, so he has lost some cavalry. A shame for him. Indeed. Great Eagle over here, full health, living its best life. If I were Bobman, I'd probably pull him back and start cycle charging these Master Engineers. He needs that Great Eagle's armor-piercing values. He has 390 weapon strength, if even a majority of his... tongue-tied. A majority of it's not armor-piercing, a lot of it is. A nice firing of Thori hitting those Silver and Guard. They do have magic resist, which makes them quite hard to kill with those tier attacks, but damage is damage, and Grombrindle is just chopping through these spearmen. Now the bounce power is going to be a little deceptive because we do have 3 units over in the corner chilling. Not a part of this battle in any way, but Logic's already done some good work. Hurt a lot of Silver and Guard and other Silver and Guard. 1 unit of Silver Helms is out of the build forever, and the archers are running out of ammo. Eventually he's going to have to commit to the fight and try to take out Grombrindle himself, which will certainly do a lot of damage. Now that unit's shattered, so Bobman doesn't need to run it off anymore. These miners are almost off the field, and soon he will loop back in. He's just cleaning up some of the scraps, making sure no one comes in and hits him in the back during these fights. Eagle in the corner. So now you can see the proper surround is coming in. 2 Master Engineers. Oh, that actually is a good point, though. While he's doing a proper surround, the Master Engineers are just shooting out and killing models outright with their high missile strength. I believe they have... yeah, 334 damage and some of its armor piercing. He is perfectly fine waiting for the elves to pick their moment, because they're taking shotgun blasts to the face while they do. This 1 Silver Helm still fighting. Pretty much unbreakable. Ooh, a nice firing of Thori going through the Illyrian Reaper archers, taking out a good number of them. Maybe could have used it on these spearmen lines, but maybe not. Reflection's always perfectly easy. Great Eagle chilling over there really has to come and join part of this box. It has a lot of charge damage, charge bonus, and a high enough weapon strength to get through some armor. Shouldn't be sitting over there by the edge of the map. Grombrindle popping a smoke bomb to try to catch these Illyrian Reaper archers, and can he? 26 speed to his 32. Technically he could have, but it would have taken too long, leaving his Master Engineers exposed. Logic knows he just has to defend them. Haha, I've seen so many one-man units recently. Yeah, Bowmore, it's kind of funny when a unit fights to the end. It's gratifying, especially if it's not unbreakable, so it doesn't happen every day. Alright, Master Engineers are getting pushed outside this formation, and their leadership is low, but they're still here, and they're still fighting alongside Grombrindle. They've already taken out a Silver Helm unit in this army. Maybe they can take out these Silver and Guard as well. Possibly. Archers shooting in. I personally wouldn't do that. You're going to hit your own troops more than the single entities, and just deal more damage to yourself. I'm trying to think of what Logic could be doing right now, but really it's just a bump and grind at the end of the game that dwarves are unfortunately used to as their army whittles away. Silver Guard. I wonder what happened. There's a Spearman missing. There it is. Alright, so this game Bobman managed to keep all 3 of his frontline units that he has left alive, so next game he won't have a reduction in front line. That's good for him, because he didn't have a lot to sacrifice as it is. I think right now, if I were his next challenger, I would probably try to rush him, because you know his front line is insufficient. So take a lot of anti-large, just focus on taking out more cav, because now he's down another Silver Helm unit. Or maybe try to out-skirmish cav him, as he only has 2 to compete with you in that aspect. But some mobility would be nice to try to dictate the flow of this, because currently I think he's had a lot of infantry versus infantry fights, and then Bobman can just cycle charge and run him over as he pleases, which has been tough for everyone Bobman has faced. And if I'm not hallucinating, this is his 3rd win? If anyone in the chat remembers, this is his 3rd win or his 4th? I believe third. Logic, Ice Power, Biblington. Can't think of anybody else. Alright, Grombrindle getting ground down, and at this point, I think the game is pretty well and done. The only other units that can help them are routing, with no chance of coming back. Grombrindle is just fighting to the end. Now, I think Swing is killing some models, so if he focuses on certain units, he might be able to take them out. Third. Alright, thank you, Hank. You are a treasure. Grombrindle, I can turn the unit card back on and see he only has 140 health left. And 1. Grombrindle has gone down, and Logic has whittled this army away further. Alright. Oh yeah, there are Slayers in the end, so we're going to wait on a concede. GG. Why Logic to die? I don't know. Logic is a very good Dwarven player, so I believe he just did it for fun. This is kind of a fun event, so just took his favorite, had a good time with it. Silver Helms did good, so this Silver Helm is eliminated. Bobman managed to keep everything else online. Very nicely done. Cannon's got a lot of good work in. Ooh, this one getting 1,700 value. That is beautiful. Grombrindle doing well for himself as well. Master Engineer's doing well. And yeah. Bobman's build solid. Keeps a lot of it alive. Whittled down. Fortunately not the right build. You tried. Well, Master Dwarf. Bobman, you're down. A silver helm. Alright, lots more gold chevrons coming in, but one of those silver helms has to drop. Can I take a try? Yes, Caradoc. The lobby's open. It is called Gladiator. The password is pizza, and I will type it in the chat, just in case. Different spellings. Oh, and Caradoc, if you can't... No, you should be able to see the lobby. You and I fought today in Battlemania. You'll be fine. I was going to say friend me on Steam or whatever, but I think we're already friends. Next map. Next map. Let's do Toothgrass Hill. I like that one. Someone with a very loud motorcycle going by. Enjoyed. Nice fun game. Yeah, Logic. Played well. Played well. Took out one of the silver helms. See, I think how this is going to go is the Gladiator is going to get slowly whittled down until one game, the straw that broke the camel's back is just going to come in, you know, and they're just going to lose outright. I can't imagine big chunks of their army getting taken out. Though I am surprised no one's taken Skaven, as Skaven are very good at deleting specific models. Take care. Hey, take care, Logic. You have a good dinner, my friend. You deserve it. You ran a good stream today. Alright, Bobman Band 3. Okay, same bands. Greenskin, something. Lizdards. I would also ban the Lizdards. Alright. And Kara, Doc. See. Build if you want. It's the same minus silver. Okay. So we'll see what Caradoc wants to bring. No greenskins, no lizards, no vampire counts. I guess I didn't really notice that he banned that. That's odd. I'll have a go if he's still standing up for Caradoc. Can you throw me a Steam code on Discord? But I can't see the lobby. Bowmore. Bowmore. If you make an admin on Discord as well, like the stream, just focus the stream over here. I need to stop reading things out loud. I do need to stop reading things out loud. One day I'm going to need my social security number, and I'll read it out to the internet, and it's going to be bad. Okay, I got to find Bowmore on the Discord. Bowmore, are you hiding offline? Yes, you are. Okay, Caradoc. I remember trying to play my own game. Right. Hey, Bretonia. Where to leave 2.4, wait, 2.6k gold, Caradoc. And then add a friend. Steam friend code for all to enjoy. Boom. All right, Bowmore and I are now friends. That's the entire point of this stream, is I just want friends. That's it. This is all a ploy, a scheme. Because even though you have to friend literally everybody you play with in this game, I just want more. I want more Steam notifications. More Steam notifications of people playing Total War Warhammer 2 all the time. I don't seem like a Skaven. It's true, but looks can be deceiving, my friend. I have a screen blocker screen. Yeah. I am a connoisseur of Skaven art. What are these friends you're on about? I have a few. So on screen right now is something I commissioned because I really like Dark Souls and I love Warhammer. So I just had Escape and Ambush of Artorias. And the screen blocker has a story to it. But there's that. It was supposed to be... I was trying to tell this guy that was making me this thing. I was trying to tell him, like, Warhammer Fantasy, and then have Queek, Snitch, Ska, Bloodtail, and Ikit on a hill, and looking out over Empire, like Lizardmen, Greenskin armies, just everybody coming to take the Skaven down. And he really wasn't, like... He wasn't getting it, because he kept sending me these, like, cyborg monstrosities, and just couldn't... He couldn't deal with regular fantasy Skaven. So now I got weird tech Skaven. I don't know what to do with them, so they're a screen blocker now. I don't know. Okay. And Caradoc is ready to go. Bobman's ready to go. Let's see how this happens. But yeah, working with artists can be tricky. Tricky is what I'll say. All right, back to the screen where you can see all this stuff. And if anybody's in the chat right now, earlier we had posted a link to the Discord if you want to play in some tournaments that aren't just straight up, you know, normal skill matchups. I post a lot of them in my Discord, trying to get some more different content into the community. With between turns, ECL and Faction Wars, which Faction Wars are a little different, but, you know, Faction Wars, Battle Mania, Rubber Ducks, Death Before Dishonor. We have standard, competitive, normal tournaments pretty well covered. I just wanted to branch out, try some more things. I ran the 4 Chaos Gods King of the Hills and had a lot of fun with that, but it would be nice to just be able to post them and run them whenever I want rather than coordinating weeks ahead of time with different content creators and working around their schedules. And it was great of them to help me, but it is easier when you just, you know, I want to stream today. Boom, stream. All right, so high off build. You all know what it is. We don't need to go over it. We've been here before. For Caradoc, we have Dark Shards, and Dark Shards, a bunch of arrows, some Witch Elves to fight, 4 Dread Spears as well, a Sorceress of Dark with Soul Stealer, and what is that blue item? Sorceress of Dark with Soul Stealer and Chillwind. Interesting. Haven't seen that spell in a long time. Crone Hellebron on a horse. I don't know if I've ever seen that. Ever. 3 Scourge Runner Chariots, because this is Dark Elves after all. And did we miss anything being deployed? Ooh, something off in the corner. What is it? It's Dark Riders. Everybody loves Dark Riders. Classic. And anybody who just joined the High Elves with their dwindling reserves have 2 Archers, 1 Spearman, 2 Silvering Guard, 2 Line Chariots of Grace, 2 Illyrian Reaver Archers, 1 Silverhelm, 1 Great Eagle, and a Lariel the Radiant. And Bobman has won 4 times with this build, though the first time he ran it, it did have a lot more Spearmen. Alright. And it looks like people are ready to go. So Bobman's deploying behind this hill because he doesn't know that Caradoc doesn't have Reaper Claw bolt throwers, but if he did, this would be a bad place to be, as he would just be getting chunked out the entire time. Scourge Runners are going to run up to the front, take point, get some free pokes in, but also just look at the High Elf force and make sure it is all coming this way. Already teeing off into some Illyrian Reaver Archers and taking them out. 1 per shot with very high missile strength. And good skirmishing so far from the Dark Elves. Now the Infantry Corps is moving up, trying to take a better position, not get downhill charged, but it looks like the High Elves are going to win the race to the top. So what does each army want to be doing? Dark Elves are going to win the skirmish, and they're going to win the ranged fight. So I would say they should delay the front line as long as possible. Keep the infantry between the Silver Helms and the Chariots and your Archers, and let the Dark Shards do a lot of the work for you. Because I think at this point in the build whittling, I think